Is to come back. I was fortunate enough to be able to talk to the El Paso community from a booster standpoint, and some alumni, some familiar faces, and got a chance to meet some new people, and then I got the opportunity to address the team and share some thoughts with them. And so really special trip, and it's always good to come back. Every time I come back, the city's bigger, the buildings are cooler and newer, and there's more stuff to do, and the campus is ever expanding, and so it's fun to come back because it's always, this place has just been trending upwards for so long, and so it's great to come back and see some familiar faces, but also see some awesome change.
In light of the tragic shooting that happened a few weeks here ago in town, as somebody who's experienced the strength of this community before, what was it about this trip back that made it so unique?
With the tragic events that happened a few weeks ago, there's no way to prepare for that or be ready for anything like that. But the one kind of calming feeling I had, even though I was in California, and just definitely thinking and praying for people out here, was that I know how strong this community is, and it's been, whether it's been a disaster or long droughts of winless seasons in sports or whatever, this community has just always been, in my experience, just a strong community, but also a really loyal and committed community. People really have each other's backs here. I've had the opportunity to live in a lot of different places, and I just haven't seen that anywhere else. And that's, I think, what's so special about El Paso and the El Pasoans that make up this community.
After speaking with Coach Dimmel, what is it that you like from him? What are some of the things that kind of interest you about what the program he's kind of have here?
I love Coach Dimmel's approach to it, just the positive energy that comes out of him, smile on his face, and that may sound a little counterintuitive, but that's exactly what Mike Price had when he came here. If you remember back to when he came and took over a program, it was a positive energy, positive reinforcement, moving the kids towards something, not just telling them not to go somewhere and do something. So that's the first interaction, and then him and the staff as a whole, I think, is just so experienced. People have been a lot of places, had a lot of success, and they've all kind of been a part of turnarounds, and I think that's what you have to have. So I am very excited and very optimistic about not just this team, but also this 45 minutes today. So I had a couple of different points, but one of the things that I really told them is it's so easy in college football to think that the grass is greener somewhere else. I don't care what school you're at, right? To think that, my buddy plays at this school and it's different. And the reality is they have everything in that room that they need, from the support, from the talent, from the coaching staff. And so there's no point in waiting to see if it was enough. You have to believe that it is, that you have everything that you need, and you have to put it together. And what's eerily similar this moment in time for when my time at UTEP was, when I got here, it was 3 straight 1 or 2 win seasons. And a couple of players, the Robert Rodriguez's and, the Rick Fetties and Mark Dowdy's and all these older guys who were playing, and the Chris Morrows and Johnny Lee Higgins and guys who played in my class. It was a mentality, and guys just believed that we had enough to be able to win, and we didn't give anybody too much credit when we played against them. And so the Texas Tech game, that we lost in double overtime or whatever, those types of games ended up happening for us, and got to some bowl games, and it was that mentality. And I just wanted the team to know that they have everything that they need, but they have to make a decision on how they're going to go about their business instead of waiting for somebody to tell them what they can do. And I think it was resonated well, and they've got a lot of leadership in that room.
What has been kind of your work, I know, with other quarterbacks and that sort of thing? Can you just kind of tell us what you've been up to lately?
Yeah, I've had a chance to build a cool niche in the quarterback community. I'm essentially kind of the older veteran who has to help the young guys. So I've run camps that'll have from 6th grade to 12th graders at them. I run a lot of those. And then I've been training guys for the draft every year. So January, February, March is a crucial time, and guys that are getting ready for the NFL. And between my camps and between the draft training, I've had a chance to work with Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, a bunch of the top young players in the NFL. I've had a chance to work with those guys and pour into them, and a lot of it's from stuff I learned here, learned in the league. Not all original thoughts, but I really challenge guys to use their platform to impact the people around them. And one of the byproducts is I can help them get better at football too.
As somebody who's worked with a lot of quarterbacks, getting to that professional level, here at UTEP, the younger quarterbacks in the system, bringing in a couple of junior college transfers, some of the freshmen here, what have you seen from them moving forward as far as potential for the future?
It seems like there's a bunch of guys in this room who can play, and they can do it different ways. A lot of different backgrounds, a lot of different experience, different size, and and speed and all that. But the reality is you don't have to be 6'4" from a certain area to play. We got 5'10" guys winning Heisman's. We got lefties going #1. We got kids from North Dakota State going 2nd overall. Like, it's just times have changed. What you need to be able to do is move the chains, and make plays, and take care of the football. And that comes in all shapes and sizes now. When I was coming out, you kind of had to be 6'4". And it's just not the case anymore. And so I think I'm excited to see how this shakes out. I think they're poised to have a big year on offense and be able to do that. And I think for years to come, having a senior this year, for years to come, I think it's a bright spot on the team.
Give me hopefully you guys didn't ask this while I was gone, but your best memory as playing quarterback at UTEP. I think a lot of fans obviously point to that that Texas Tech game, that was a shootout. Kind of give us some of your memories here at UTEP.
Texas Tech game was an awesome memory. I just remember how many people were on the hill. The stadium was completely sold out, and just having a total shootout with a big team like that. Boise State, the year when they went undefeated and beat Oklahoma, was big. I remember the first play of the game, I threw a wheel route, 80-yard touchdown to Howard Jackson. The place went nuts. I lost my voice on that play. And, just some great road wins. Fresno State, in the fourth quarter we beat Fresno State. I threw a crappy ball to Johnny Lee Higgins. He came back, caught it, took it 91 yards. But honestly, it was, it's the nights with the guys. It was, playing golf. It was study hall. My favorite memories from college, stuff I remember is people in the community, eating at Avila's, and hanging out with just alumni, and just kind of across the board. I mean, my experience, my memories from UTEP, half of them are on the field, but the other half are just, the long workouts and Riadoso and stuff like that. It was just kind of definitely shaped me. So that's the stuff I always kind of look back on and smile on.
I saw you at some high schools.
And the message to them was really, don't worry about anything beyond right now. This is as good as it gets. High school football, it's as pure as it gets. College just gets more complex, and NFL is a total business. So it's so easy for high school players to think about, next, and if I do this, and offers, and reality is just be present, be right where your feet are, and enjoy this and play for the guy next to you, because it's the only reason you're playing is for the guy next to you. And there's something special about that.
Lastly, back in town, any restaurants, haunts, bars, old places that you're checking out?
Yeah, I hit Avila's last night. Got a number 11, which was my go-to. I'm gonna hit Rib Hut on the way to the airport, and it's just a special place. There's a lot of change though too. So we didn't have a Ruth's Chris when I was here. But anyways,
Anything
cool.
else?